Hey Doodlers, this is Adam Sasinski and I have another inspiring IQ Doodle to share with you today. This IQ Doodle I call Swapping Lives, and for this example we're going to use Richard Branson. So this is Richard Branson right here. This is him right here, and I want you to imagine for a moment. So have a think about your life. Have a think about your circumstances. Have a think about all the goals that you've been wanting to achieve and for all these years, and you've had all these huge goals, huge aspirations, and for one reason or another you haven't been able to achieve those goals. So something's always held you back and hasn't allowed you to progress moving forward. Now consider, for instance, Richard Branson. Now we all know him as a billionaire, as an entrepreneur and philanthropist, and he's accomplished more than many vast majority of people in the world, and he still continues to accomplish a great deal. So he is definitely a very action orientated guy who definitely goes after what he wants. Now imagine for a moment that Richard Branson actually swapped lives with you for 1 year. You've seen those movies where people kind of swap buddies and kind of swap lives. Well, you imagine he swapped lives with you for 1 year, and he would actually inherit your name right here. So he'll be called whatever you're called. He would inherit your job, inherit your car, inherit your house, inherit all your friends, inherit your family, yes, for good or bad, and inherit your appearance. The only thing that would be different, I guess, is that Richard Branson's personality, his demeanor, his approach to life, to situations, that's what he wouldn't inherit from you. He would actually, his personality would be embedded inside of you, within your own appearance. So he would basically become you, except for his personality would still be his. So now imagine we move on to here. Imagine your life. Just imagine what your life would be like in 12 months time if you suddenly decided to swap back with Richard Branson. Him living in your life, him living in your shoes, him working at your job, him inheriting your friends, your family, everything that you have in your life right now. Imagine what he would have done with those opportunities in your life in 12 months time. And then we have our character imagining that he'll be pretty wealthy, pretty well off. That's what he's thinking. He's thinking Richard Branson was completely turn his life around from a house like this, from a car like this, to a house like this and a car like this, and from having only this much money to having a whole bag of money at his disposal. So Richard Branson would spot opportunities, make connections, take chances, maximize his time, his money, and do many things that you probably would not do within those 12 months. Or could you? Now I guess this is the central sort of focus of this IQ Doodle, is if we imagine our lives taken over by Richard Branson. It could be Oprah Winfrey, could be whoever you aspire to, whoever you use as a role model. Imagine them coming into your life and them inheriting everything that you are except for your personality. Imagine what that would do. Imagine the opportunities they could potentially spot that you are not spotting right now. They could even inherit the same goals that you have, but they would spot opportunities that you are not seeing. They would make connections with people, make strategic relationships, maybe set up some joint ventures and other things that will bring more opportunities their way. They would take chances that you're afraid of taking. They would absolutely maximize their time and money that you're maybe not maximizing to its potential. Maybe you're getting distracted. Maybe you're losing a lot of time in certain areas of your life. Maybe there's just not enough passion behind all your actions. That would actually probably do many things that you would not do Not that you could not do, because you could definitely do those things. But you just need to be mentally prepared and ready to be able to take those sorts of actions. How would your life be different if they took over your life for 12 whole months and then you came back into your body, back into your friends, back into your family, back into your name, back into your house, into your car after 12 months? How different would your life be? I think that really puts everything into perspective, doesn't it? Because if they could do it, then why can't we do it? They have the same resources as we do because they're moving, they're inheriting us. They're inheriting our opportunities, they're inheriting our lives. Although the one thing that they're not inheriting is our excuses. The excuses that we constantly make, that we cannot do this or cannot do that, the complaints that we always seem to throw forward about this, about that, they're the kind of things that they're not inheriting. And maybe that's something that we need to let go of as well. So I guess that's the central idea behind the doodle about swapping lives. It's to play a what-if game. Play a what-if game with yourself. And ask yourself, what would your life be like if a mentor, whether it's Richard Branson or Bill Gates or Oprah Winfrey, as mentioned before, or anyone else you look up to. And one of the people I look up to is Walt Disney. Walt Disney is like one of my greatest mentors, and it's just because he was like a cartoonist, just the way he lived his life. And I imagine him, and I look at him, and I imagine, what could he do with my life? How could he transform my life within 12 months? He could probably turn it into another Disneyland. Who knows? Who knows what he could do? And I think that's the most important message that we take on board. That, yes, what would they do? But then, could we actually do the same? Could we, within 1 year, do the same? Maybe it will take us a little bit longer than 1 year to develop that necessary mindset to move ourselves forward in that particular way. But even if it takes 2, 3, 4 years, it's probably a lot shorter than what you've been currently working, planning to achieve your goals up to this stage. So I think it's important for us to use this IQ Doodle to remind ourselves to think about our mentors and then to pop them into our lives, to pop them into every decision that we make. Okay, what would Richard Branson do in this situation? What would Oprah Winfrey decide to do here? What actions would she take? What decisions would he make? How would they overcome this problem? How would they overcome this obstacle that's now standing before me, preventing me from achieving this goal? Maybe they're the questions that we need to start asking. Because if we just ask those questions from within ourselves, or how am I supposed to overcome this challenge that lies before me, is such a big problem and I don't know how to overcome it. Well, if I flip the switch and all of a sudden I start thinking like Richard Branson, okay, or how would Richard Branson do this? How would he overcome this situation? How would he make the most of this opportunity? Then maybe we become more resourceful to be able to make the right type of decisions, or at least better decisions than we were before, to move our lives forward in a better way. And therefore we will be able to spot the opportunities, to make the necessary connections, to take the necessary chances and maximize our time and money and do many things that will help move our lives forward in a better way. So I hope that you can use this doodle as inspiration to keep this message at the forefront of your mind. Go ahead and visit the IQ Doodle website on the blog. The link's provided below. I have a desktop background of this IQ Doodle available for free that you can download and use this. Really use this. Keep it at the forefront of your mind every single day. Remind yourself, what if Richard Branson, Oprah Winfrey, whoever it is, was in my life, was in my shoes for 12 whole months? What would they decide to do in this situation? What would they decide to do with this opportunity or that opportunity? What would they say? What would they do? What would they think everything along those sort of lines. Use this doodle to keep that idea at the forefront of your mind and keep you focused. Focus on the most important thing so you can achieve your goals and not procrastinate and distract yourself of all those other things that you've probably been doing up to this stage. And that's, I guess, the most important message that we need to take from this doodle. And while you're there on the IQ Doodle website, I have a free 40-day How to Doodle course, and I'll show you how to create doodles like this. So head over there now, join the course, and I'll look forward to seeing you there. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, this exploration of this IQ Doodle, and I hope to present you more IQ Doodles in the near future.